What's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Hunts, and unfortunately, TikTok is getting banned. Fuck! For those of you who don't know, I know a lot of you are watching this on YouTube, but if you didn't know, like, I got my big following on TikTok. I have like 8 million followers right now on TikTok. That's about to disappear. Hopefully, it'll transfer to my other social medias. With that said, please follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Lemonade. And what else is up? What else I got here? We got this other one. Whatever I put up there. I don't even know what I put. Anyway, so in honor of TikTok getting banned, I am going to review my best TikToks I have ever made. So this is best DJ Hunt official TikToks. So back when I first started getting big, it was in 2020. I was working for Amazon. I was an Amazon delivery driver. And then all of a sudden, you know, just watching TikTok like everybody else, just had this idea to lip sync over stand-up comedians. I saw a lot of people lip syncing over TikTok. That was like a big thing. That's kind of how what made TikTok special, was people lip syncing over everything. And some people lip syncing over comedians, like they were the comedians, and I just thought that was stupid. Why don't they just like act out? Light bulb went on, and basically, I came home one day from Amazon and pulled out my phone and started recording over this stand-up comedian bit by Brian Regan. And that's kind of like how I got big on TikTok. And throughout my years on TikTok, I wore basically the same outfit, this blue hoodie and this Volcom, like, Bill beanie that I have. In fact, I'm wearing this right now, and if you guys want to know why I don't wear it anymore, it's seen its days. It's been worn out, but I've kept it for memorabilia and because it's comfy. Also, too, gotta have the special. This is the same beanie too. Here we go. It's almost like we went back in history and it's 2020. So in honor of TikTok going away for good, I put together this little compilation of some of my best TikToks I have ever made. Like, meaning most viewed, most likes, most talked about, most iconic TikToks that I think were my best I've ever done. So let's get into it. All right, so this is the first video where we're doing right here. My beer was a little bit shorter than then. I remember this one. So here we go. Let's go.
Someone just ordered a package for same-day delivery, but it's 11:59! Are you crazy?
Man. So that video was really easy to make. Like I said, I worked at Amazon, hence the whole Amazon get up. I wasn't just like I just went to Amazon. Hey, can I borrow your gear? No, I worked for Amazon, and I came home and used that. I believe that was an audio used by. I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna edit it somewhere in here. That guy. It's his audio, and it just worked so well because I worked for Amazon, and it was just so easy. And that video did very well for me in the beginning of my career. I would say this is a perfect example of like putting the most minimal effort into a TikTok, and it just goes viral out of nowhere. So apparently they switched up the time warp feature, and it's supposed to keep it where you make it. Hello, guys. I remember when I did that video just for the fun of it. Like, I didn't want to like do a full on comedy bit. And I was like, oh, this video looks fun. Let's see what I can do with it. And then I made that face, and the first thing that came to mind was Sloth from the Goonies. So, like I said before, a perfect example of putting in the most minimal effort into a TikTok, and it just blows up. And that was kind of the thing with like TikTok, where like there'd be a lot of people who put so much editing, so much time into these TikToks, and it doesn't do as well. People using these filters, millions of views, millions of views, just went crazy. It was kind of unfair. And I think this was like one of those videos I was like, yeah, it did really good. But I was grateful that I had both videos that I did put time into, that did well, and videos like these where I was just having fun. Moving on.
My mom used to use phrases I didn't know what she was talking about half the time. I want you to clean up this room, every nook and cranny. every nook. What is the cranny? What's a nook? I don't know what that is either, you crazy lady. Is my nook dirtier than my cranny? Well, your nook is fine, but your cranny's filthy. Clean it up now. Clean it up. Pronto. Pronto. See, all she cared about, it's still this day, all she cares about if I have eaten. That's all she cares about. Have you eaten? Have you eaten, son? You look terrible. I remember one night, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was in high school, I came home too late, you know, it's dark. So I go in the kitchen, you know, and I turn on the garbage disposal. Why did they put that stupid garbage disposal thing right by the light? Oh, she was on me like a panther. Where were you? I was worried sick. You could have gotten hurt. Have you eaten? Have you eaten?
You're going to see a lot of Tim Hawkins videos in this. Tim Hawkins, I've always said this. He's always been my favorite comedian. He's always been my favorite comedian, and I love his older jokes, and this was like one of them. A lot of these stand-up comedians I've like listened to before on Spotify, on YouTube, and it's just like when I was doing TikTok, I was like, oh, dude, these would be so cool if I brought them to life. And the Nook and Cranny joke, or Have You Eaten, as I think I titled it, was such a good video. And here's the thing too, with some of these TikToks, I literally had to like every scene that would look like it was cut or zoomed up on, I had to cut and then start from where I left off. This is like, wasn't really big into editing. I didn't really know how to edit, so that's kind of how I do things. Just stop, freeze myself, start. Have you eaten? Have you eaten? You know, and kind of just go like that. So some of these TikToks took a long time for me to do. That's before I got better at editing and things started to pick up later in this. But yeah, love Nook and Cranny. This video did very well for me. I'm very proud of this one. Great video. Great joke.
You ever look at a PopTarts box? They have directions on there. Can there be a simpler food item than PopTarts? Like if the directions weren't on there, would somebody, what the? How do I get that goodness in me? They have a set of toaster directions, which, believe it or not, is more than one step. How could there possibly be more than one step? I can only think of one. Step 1, toast the Pop-Tarts. Go ahead, toast them. Hey, are you still reading this?
So this right here is the video that basically changed my life. This was the video I came home to after working at Amazon. I was probably listening to Brian Regan while I was working, you know, doing delivery stops, just listening to it on Spotify. And I came home, got a box of Pop-Tarts, put it in the dining room, and just started filming, just lip syncing over that bit. And that video blew up. And I was at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, I found my niche. I found something that's going to work for me. And it was a Pop-Tart video by Brian Regan. So yeah, this is definitely one of the best videos, because this video right here, this TikTok that I made right here was like the beginning of like changing my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually becoming something. And this is actually becoming something big. And it's such a good joke. It's so funny. So simple. So simple. And it's just those little things like the whole, what the? With the facial expressions that does it. And just the big wide eyes. It was just so simple to do. So easy. And I never saw anybody do it at the time when I started filming these TikToks. So love that video. Super easy. And then it was so cool to see like other people just like duet it or use that audio and lip sync over it to it. It was just cool to see people like get into it, you know? Very proud of this video.
Erwin, what is he plural for ox? Oxen. The farmer used his oxen. Brian? What? Brian, what's the plural for box? Boxen. I bought 2 boxen of donuts.
Classic.
No, Brian, no. Let's try another one. Erwin, what is he plural for? Goose. Geese. I saw a flock of geese. Brian, what? Brian, what's the plural for? Moose.
All together now.
MOOSEN! I saw a flock of MOOSEN!
BOXEN and MOOSEN. This one is such a classic video. I think this is like a lot of people's first videos that they saw of mine that made them want to follow me on TikTok. Dude, right next to Tim Hawkins, Brian Regan. I probably listen to more Brian Regan on Spotify than any other comedian. Dude, his jokes, first of all, they're pretty old. That whole album he's got, his live comedy set that's on Spotify you listen to right now, I think it's like from the 90s. And these jokes still are funny, man. I remember the first time I heard this joke, I cracked up so hard laughing. And funny enough, I actually first heard it on YouTube when people were doing like drawn animations over the video. And I feel like that's kind of like an inspiration of mine, where I got the idea to do like do lip syncs and use these wide eyes, because I love the animation and bringing these jokes come to life, because I think that's what gives it a little bit pop, and I think that's why a lot of people love the TikToks I do.
I remember my mom when I was a kid. She used to give me good advice too late. Think about it. Good advice too late. Like when I was a kid, I hit my head on the corner of the table. Careful! Boy, I'm sure glad you were there, Hoss. Who knows what would have happened, Nostradamus? Moms are a big help when you lose something, aren't they? You lose something? Your mom is just not a help at all. Hey, Mom, I can't find my wallet. Well, it's gotta be somewhere. It's like, that's good. I thought I was going crazy for a minute. I thought I was looking for something that didn't exist. Thank you. And then they go, where'd you leave it last? You're good. Thanks, Captain Obvious. I was on a totally different track. I was looking where I left it first.
It's that last bit that made me die laughing so hard. That first, like that ending cow shit is what does it for me. Just for that joke in general. If you don't know, this is my favorite TikTok I've ever done. This is my favorite joke by Tim Hawkins. Happy about this video. It did so well for me on all different platforms. I love Mom's Advice Too Late by Tim Hawkins. I was so happy working on this video. I don't know how much time I spent on it, but I know I spent a good minute on it. I was like, I love this joke and I want to do so well with it, and it definitely capitalized. I definitely did so well for me. So glad to have done this TikTok. This is my favorite video I've ever done. All the other videos are good. This is not my best video, but it's my favorite. My favorite. May not be your favorite of mine, but it's my favorite of mine. So I'm gonna take it. Moving on.
Hot Pockets, yeah. They haven't been around that long, like 10 years. How'd they come up with that? Was there some kind of marketing meeting like, I got an idea. How about we fill a Pop-Tart with nasty meat? And you could cook it in a sleeve thing. You could dunk it in the toilet. There is the vegetarian Hot Pocket for those of us that don't want to eat meat but still would like diarrhea. Diarrhea pocket. There's the lean pocket. I don't even want to know what's in there. Imagine the directions. Take out of box, place directly in toilet. Flush pocket. Recently, they introduced the breakfast Hot Pocket. Finally. I can't think of a better way to start the day. Good morning. You're about to call in sick. Hot Pocket.
Ah, yes. The Hot Pockets video. A very nostalgic, very classic Jim Gaffigan comedy bit. A comedy bit that I knew way before TikTok was around. Watched it on YouTube all the time. Had a pleasure making this TikTok. I literally went to the store, bought all those Hot Pockets just to film this TikTok. Did I eat any of them? I think I threw away the lean pocket and the breakfast pocket. I think I just ate like the pepperoni Hot Pocket, like the traditional. Everything else was like gonzo trash. Love this TikTok. Definitely one of the best TikToks ever made. So good. So good. Moving on. All right. Before I start this one, I'm very proud of this video. This was like my very first original skit that I voiced, I made with my voice and created on my own, and very happy with this video. So I'm just gonna start off with this. So I'm very proud of this one.
Story time. One day when I wasn't working, I was chilling in the backyard. And my dog Milo wanted to come out and chill too, because what else would a husky do in the backyard with no fences? Yeah. So I went to grab his leash to chain him to the pole, and when I came back, he gave me that look. That look that every dog owner knows exactly what that look means. It's that look that means I'm about to make you chase me for half a mile. So I said to myself, okay, let me just come up to him real slowly so he doesn't bolt off. So I take one small step, and that dog books it for his life as if he was Forrest Gump screaming, I was running. And this particularly sucked for me because I didn't have any shoes on at the time. So I go inside, put my shoes on, thinking I'm going to be chasing this dog for like an hour, and it's only 8 a.m. So 2 hours later, I finally caught up to him as he was taking a dump, because apparently that's the only time I was able to catch him. Then I dragged him home and finally chained him up. End of the story? Nope. It was only until after I caught my breath and looked over that I forgot to chain the leash to the pole. I look at the dog, and the dog looks at me with that same look. This time, I move my hand ever so slightly, and then, Johnny!
That's a picture that's worth 1,000 words right there. And take a look at that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this was my very first original skit in the same style I was doing these other comedians, except I wanted to like make my own joke, make my own story, and put my own actions to it. This is the story time videos I did. This video, I believe, is still sitting at over 1 million likes. So I was very like, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. This was a big deal for me. They were really hard to do. Well, it took a lot of time to do. Not hard, but it took a lot of time. I recorded on my DJ board and then up to TikTok, another account or my own account, and then lip synced over that through another video, so to speak. That's kind of the process how I did. But I was very nervous when I was making this video. I was very nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, this joke is gonna be stupid. I don't know how people are gonna enjoy this. It's gonna be a little bit different, but not the same. But apparently it did very well, and I'm very appreciative that this video that's originally mine did very well. So thank you. And this definitely one of the top 10 because it's mine.
What kind of a plumber are you?
Perry the Platypus.
A platypus plumber? Perry the platypus plumber? Perry the platypus!
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The Perry the Platypus. This video, oh. And if anybody is still wondering what kind of paint I used, I actually used real teal paint. Not body paint, real, like, paint the walls paint. When I was ordering off Amazon to get this paint to do this bit, and then, yes, and I was doing it because I knew Dan Povermine was getting on TikTok. I was like, ooh, dude, I see if I can use my eyes and look like Perry the Platypus and paint myself as him and see if Dan Povermine will do something with it. And he sure did. He duetted the video of this video right here, and it was like a historic moment for me. Is like, dude, I got like a big name celebrity who's like the creator of Phineas and Ferb, and he duetted my video of me painting myself as Perry the Platypus and putting a beak on and a hat on. But oh my gosh, this video was a pain. And dude, if you think it was a pain putting paint on, dude, imagine it taking it off. It does not come off easy in the shower. I was like scrubbing. I would scrub myself for probably anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour to get that paint off. And I did it all for like, what, this 15-second video? It's insane. It was insane to do this video. But you know what? It paid off because Dan Povermine did duet it. Actually became my profile pic for the longest time. I even made shirts off it with myself as Perry the Platypus. So very historic. Very, very popular video, and definitely, if not top 5, one of the best videos I've ever done in my life. It's so funny because I think I still have paint in my bathroom from when I made this video.
The hell are you doing at my desk?
You're getting old, Phil.
Excuse me?
It's time for some new blood. We're talking to CBS. We're letting you go, Phil.
The hell you are.
Are you even a real doctor?
You're gonna need a damn doctor.
So iconic. I'll be damned if the TikTok with Dr. Phil was not in the top 10. There's a whole story as to like how this even came possible. How did this thing? I actually got asked to be on the Dr. Phil show to help out a guy named Austin who... There's a whole thing with this. He basically went to Logan Paul and asked for a job, and it didn't go really well. Posted up on TikTok, went viral. Dr. Phil had him on the show. He asked him, hey, let me show you what it takes to do real TikTok. Who's some of your favorite TikTok creators? He asked me to be he said my name, so then the Dr. Phil show asked me to be on the show, and there's a whole story with that. You can find that somewhere on my YouTube. After the show, I had the opportunity to meet him off camera, talk with him, sit with him, and dude, Dr. Phil's the GOAT, bro. He's just the GOAT. He's such a cool guy, down to earth. He's also a guy who doesn't put up with any BS too. I'm not gonna put up with no BS. But a very cool guy. It was such a cool experience for me. Probably the most pinnacle time of my life was when I got asked to be on the Dr. Phil show and got to make this TikTok with him, and it was so much fun. Also, Too Touchy Emo was there too. Shout out to you, bro, if you're watching this. What a great time to do this. So definitely top 10 best TikToks ever did.
Why aren't you at school? I am your school, just called me. They said you're not there, that's not true. Stop lying, Billy Mom, I promise you I'm at school. You're grounded for 6 months, wanna keep lying. I didn't ditch school. If you don't believe me, come see for yourself. Fine, I will. You're coming to my school. I'm driving to your school now. You better be there, Billy, you're grounded forever.
So this was a newer video that came earlier this year that did very well for me in 2024. This is the start when AI stories, AI images, AI was becoming a big thing, and AI songs were one of those things. I was scrolling on TikTok, found this AI song. I thought it was such a stupid, funny song, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I can make a cool little bit out of this with a mom and son arguing like if he's at school or not. It just came to me as soon as I heard the song and I made this video, and it did pretty well for me. Not as big as like some of the other older videos I've done in the past, but I feel like it's a newer video that I've done before, and I feel like it deserves to be in the top 10. It was kind of like the shift where I went from doing more comedy bits and more doing like more funny audio sounds. Did better on YouTube than it did TikTok, but it still did well on TikTok, and I feel like it deserves to be in this compilation.
J.K. Rowling did not write a masterpiece. She wrote Star Wars with sucky lightsabers.
Watching this video, but it actually took a lot of work just trying to find all those different photos using what is it, that one app off of Instagram to put it all together. Help me out here. What is it called? Yeah. It took a lot of time just downloading photos and use that as like the green screen for every time he mentions these certain characters. So on that end, it took forever to make. As far as like the filming process, didn't have to do much. Just had to like use you look like, oh my gosh, bro, they are the same just throughout the whole video. Did super well everywhere too. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I think it did the best on Instagram. This was like one of the videos where it did better on Instagram than anywhere else. Aaron Woodhull, shout out to Aaron Woodhull. That's his joke. It's so funny because he says he dreads this joke. He got so much hate for this joke. And you know, my video did not help him with all that. But no, we're cool. He loves what I did with this video. Such a fun video. This definitely deserves to be in the top 10 for sure.
One time I get to church, 7 years old. There's a dead body in the front. It's a funeral. Nobody explains that to a 7-year-old Michael Jr. I'm thinking that's how they roll. Like every 3 weeks or so, they bring a dead body in as an example or something. And the dude on stage yell at everybody in the audience like they the ones that did it. I remember asking my grandmother, I'm looking for some explanation. I'm like, Grandma, what happened to the man in the box? What happened to the man in the box? Her whole explanation was, he in a better place. I'm like, what kind of box did he live in before?
Michael Jr. comedy bit. I feel like Michael Jr. is not a well-known comedian as as much as he deserves to be. He really does a lot of church events and stuff like that. It's really within Christianity that is he really well known. But this joke is absolutely phenomenal. I love this joke. I love Michael Jr. Got to see him live a couple times. This joke was just genius. I just heard this joke and I was like, dude, this, if I put this out, make this come to life, bro, it's going to do well. And it did very well. And I'm very glad it paid off. And I'm glad he got a lot of recognition for that as well. So great joke. Great joke. Such a good one.
I remember one time I was in bed, and my dad came in and he said, "Good night, John. Did you brush your teeth?" And I said, "Yes. But here's the thing. I hadn't." But who cares? I didn't have like a job interview or anything. So my dad comes back in a couple minutes holding my toothbrush. He says, "John, is this your toothbrush?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "So we agree that this is your toothbrush." Then he said, "John, this toothbrush is bone dry." Like he looked down and he said, "Bone dry." He said, "You lied to me." I said, "Dad, I did not lie. I said that I brushed my teeth. I never specified that I brushed my teeth tonight. And if the court reporter reads back my remarks, you will see that I did not perjure myself."
So a lot of people know me for a particular John Melany bit. It's not this one, but this one did just as well as that other one. But that we're going to review a little bit later. Dude, John Melany had good comedy bits. This one in particular, I really loved. And it performed so well with the bone dry and the bone dry. It just clicked so well. Such a good TikTok to do. Very simple, very easy. Only had 2 characters to do. I had a toothbrush, and so I'm very proud of this joke. It's funny, of all the comedians that I've talked to, John Melany is like one of the few who I never really heard from. And it's like I had some of my biggest videos like take off with his comedy bits, and I never got to hear anything he had to say about it. So it's interesting. But moving on to the one we all know and love. Here we go.
One time I was at the dinner table when I was like 6, because I had to be. My dad goes, "How was school today?" I said, "It was good, but someone pushed Tyler off the seesaw." "And where were you?" "I was over on the bench." "And what did you do?" "Nothing, I was over on the bench." "But you saw what happened?" "Yeah, because I was over on the bench." "So you saw what happened and you did nothing?" "Yeah, because I was sitting over on the bench." Let me ask you this. In Nazi Germany, when people saw what the Nazis were doing and they did nothing, were those good people? "Oh no, those are bad people. You gotta stop the Nazis." "But you saw what they were doing to Tyler and you did nothing because I was over on the bench."
Yes. Over on the bench. I think this is probably my best comedy bit TikTok I have ever done. This thing, when this went on TikTok, this exploded. I think it's safe to say this video went viral. And here's the funny thing about this. When I first heard this joke, I didn't think it was funny at all. Like, I heard the joke and I saw the people doing this joke. I was just like, I don't get it. Why is this getting a lot of views? Why is it that funny? It just didn't click with me. But because I saw so many people doing it, I was just like, I feel like I'm just going to do it anyway, because I feel people would recognize it and people will still like it regardless of how I feel about it. So I kind of humble myself, and I literally spent probably like a good 3 hours making this TikTok. Like I said, I didn't like film everything all at once. I was like cutting everything bit by bit. I was changing in and out of characters in between every single cut scene. This is before I knew how to edit. This is before anything. So I literally took a lot of time making this TikTok video of a comedy bit that I didn't even think that was that funny. And holy crap, it skyrocketed. It blew up. And even to this day, I still get people commenting on videos and YouTubes and even on live streams saying, "I was over on the bench!" Like, all the time. Like, it's one of those videos that it's going to stick with me for the rest of my time. But with that said, we're coming down to the last video, and I think this is what the majority of people will probably know me for. It's funny because you don't really see me in it the whole time, but it is my most viral video, most liked video. You could find it anywhere. I still got people who download it and use it for their own content, and that is the one chooses the octave Avada Kedavra video. So here you go. is like the most meme, most viral video that I personally made. And I can't take all the credit because one, Avada KEDAVERA comes from Harry Potter. Two, it was inspired from another video that was very similar and much more shorter, where it was another guy doing just the first bit where he was like, so I have to give credit where credit is due. It was inspired from that, but my gosh, when this video went on TikTok, it blew up. Like beyond anything I've ever seen. I was like, holy crap. I think to this day, I think it sits at like 70 million views on TikTok, with like almost 9 million likes. This is my biggest video I've ever made. You know, I think it goes without saying, I am a big Harry Potter fan. I am in Slytherin House, in case anybody cares. I think originally I was just going to do the whole and then post it, whatever. But I was like, nah, let's go further with it. And I saw a bigger stick. I was like, and then just kind of kept going with it, and just kept finding a bigger stick in my backyard, which is a golf course, and just found bigger sticks. And I was like, oh, okay, my voice will just go deeper every time I find a bigger stick. I think when I originally made this TikTok, I didn't have that last giant branch at the end. I think I finished it right before that, and then I took it in to show it to my roommates and my friends, and they said, bro, you should just do one more. Just do one more. Go find like a giant stick, like a log somewhere out there, and just do the biggest, like, you could do. So I was like, bet. And then I walked around, went down to my backyard golf course-ish. It wasn't really a golf course. It was like the debris outside of the golf course, and dude, I found that giant branch just leaning on that tree. I was like, it's almost like God sent it there for me. And I was like, oh, this is it. And I just belted out, and the rest is history. Became my most viral video I ever made on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube video. It is very sad to see TikTok go away. Rest in peace, TikTok. Moment of silence. But you can follow me on other social platforms like this one, like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever else I put up here, because there's probably like 1,000 others that you can watch my content on. But with that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is DJ Hunt. Wishing you guys a good night, good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Bye-bye.